What up, YouTube? Elleix coming back at you with another custom Scion Races cast. Spawning on the top left-hand side of the map, it's our red Scion player PDF. This is not a document, this is a player. And spawning on the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's none other than our yellow Chiron player U. U is a Grandmaster level player, although I don't know what league PDF is in, so it should be an interesting game. I did steal this replay from the Custom Scion Races Discord, and it was advertised to me as cheese. And looking at the minimap, actually, oh my god, I think we're seeing the cheese already. We have 3 converters on the way over to the main base of the Scion player. The converter is the probe equivalent for the Chiron, but it looks like Yu is actually scouting around with this first worker right here. So he shows himself. We have the second worker on the way. No, this is actually the third worker. We have the second worker right here. Oh my god. I did not know you could do this, you guys. I had no idea that you could actually build buildings on top of cliffs if you have the line of sight. Now, one thing that's interesting about the Chiron is they can kind of warp in buildings, and they can do it from a distance, but they're like Terran. They have to constantly be building these things. But I didn't know you could build them on top of cliffs, so this is ridiculous. We're seeing a cannon rush equivalent right now coming out from the Chiron. We have the third converter right here. I wonder, okay, here he is. He's going to the natural base. I bet he's gonna throw down a nullifier right here as well. The nullifier is an anti-ground static defense. It has some really good DPS, but we have the first one already built. We have the second one being built in the line of sight for this first nullifier, and I don't think PDF realizes what's happening. He's happily building his natural base. He's chilling, he's macroing up, he's not even building any units yet. Oh my god, and here we go. Now we have what are going to be, I think, roamers coming out. We do have the worker pull, but these nullifiers are finished, and as we can see, I think that was already 2 workers killed, and we have not seen a lot of cheese come out from the Custom Scion Races mod, so this is ridiculous. I'm not really sure what PDF's answer to this is, except for building more army supply. I really don't know. I've never seen something like this coming out from the Custom Scion Races mod. Oh my god. Those nullifiers do a ton of damage, but one thing to keep in mind is that the feeding pool, which is kind of like a supply depot, actually heals units, as we can see right here. And when I click on this thing, there's about a pylon's worth of distance that those feeding pools heal the units. And here we go. We have another nullifier right here in the natural base doing some tremendous damage to the scavenger nets. It's already halfway dead. It does look like PDF made a calculated decision, decides to go ahead and save this. We do have a bile pit as well being built. I believe this is anti-ground static defense for the Scion, and there's a couple of nullifiers right here, but it looks like you decided to bail, running his 2 remaining workers back home to mine. Oh my god, you saying lol. I guess this is as good as a failed cannon rush, but now PDF has to deal with this at some point. This is going to be so annoying to run around. Oh, you saying, yeah, this is my proof to people that the Chiron rush sucks. Oh my god. And to be fair, the Chiron rush does kind of suck. I don't really know what options Chiron has for cheesing, because all their macro is tied to the Citadel, which is their Nexus equivalent. They have about a pylon's worth of distance that they can warp in units from their tech structures, and that's it. They can't really warp in units, you know, by like a pylon like the Protoss would. Like the Protoss do. No, they have to build everything back home, and they can't even build any sort of macro buildings close to the enemy base unless it's like a Nexus or a Citadel in this case. You saying I'm playing the most meme strats. I love it. PDF being a great sport about it, saying lol in all caps. And we still have this nullifier right here, which I don't think it has the range to necessarily spot the third base, but it might have the range on these minerals right here. So I think it actually does. So this would give you a little bit of indication if an early third base goes down, unless PDF decides to kill this thing, which is what I would do personally. But what is this? We have what is going to be a Harbinger on the way. The Harbinger is actually a pretty decent harassment unit. It does a ton of damage to 2 workers, but there's only 1. So that's kind of funny. You actually gave himself away. He's like, hey, look, I'm playing the most meme strats. And after doing the equivalent of a cannon rush, he's sending over a Harbinger at 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And he's just floating it over the Nullifier. And honestly, the Nullifier is going to be some pretty good defense. If you decides to run this thing back to the defense of that Nullifier right there. Oh my god. How many workers were actually killed this game? So 5 workers killed by you this game so far, but it does look like PDF is macroing up nonetheless. We have this Harbinger just chilling out in space. I like this map. The colors are kind of interesting, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. We have what is going to be a push towards the Chiron base with actually a decent amount of units, and I think he's going for the third base. He does spot the building third base, so this is going to force you to cancel this thing, and he does. We have a decent amount of units in the natural base location for you, but I feel like this is just a little bit too much Zayed for this amount of army. What's the army supply at? Oh my god, wait a minute. The army supply is at 41 to 14, so there's a huge lead for the Zayed player. Worker supply is literally identical, and here we go. We have to push into the natural base. I'm really not sure if you can actually hold this off. He's running back to to the mineral line, trying to keep his units alive. We have what is going to be a Paragon building, though. Oh my god. Oh my god. You really is memeing right now. The Paragon is the capital ship for the Chiron. It almost goes down, though. I think the roamers can shoot up, and I think the reviler can also shoot up. But you... oh my god, you microing his heart out. He's really memeing right now. We have the Aegis, which is basically a mothership. It's kind of like a capital ship for the Chiron, but it attaches itself to the Citadel, and you can warp it around between your bases. So you is literally memeing right now. That is so funny. And at the same time, we have this Harbinger right here with 2 kills, trying to do some damage, but finally this Nullifier does go down. This is going to give a little bit more map control in the main base for PDF. PDF let that Nullifier survive for almost 8 minutes, takes out that Harbinger as well. At the same time, we have the third base finally coming down for our yellow Chiron player. We have the third base already down for the Zayed. Almost saturated, just 5 workers short of saturation, although it looks like some of these workers are on their way, so it's not technically saturated, although it says it is, but you know, it's the little things. Man, we haven't seen a trolley game of the Custom Scion Races mod, I think, ever. Not like this. I said it already, but this is honestly hilarious. We have, what is that Paragon with the 3 kills? I wonder if the Aegis shows how many kills it has. It does, so the Aegis has 5 kills. Man, if that Aegis didn't land on top of that Citadel, I think the game would have been over, but no, the game is still on. This is still anybody's game. Taking a look at the army supply, he is catching up. It's now 33 army supply to 44, and based on the fact that Yu is a Grandmaster level player, even though he's memeing, PDF is keeping up pretty damn well. And look at this army right here. This is not a bad army. Taking a look at the upgrades. 0 upgrades. Never mind. I was like, where's my upgrades tab? It's there. It's empty. We do have some upgrades on the way. It looks like 111 for the Zayed, and I don't know exactly what the Chiron upgrades look like. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I don't think that's an attack upgrade. But I'm not sure. I'll have to check that. Here we go. We have this Gyre. PDF saying OP. I think I missed that, but it sounds like the Gyre was trying to do some damage. What? How many workers were killed this game? 12 workers killed by red and 6 by yellow. I didn't realize that the Zayed killed that many workers, but I guess that was in the engagement in the natural base location just before the Aegis dropped. That's probably where all those workers died. Taking a look at the resources lost, virtually identical, just a little bit of a deficit for you, but nothing too crazy. The army supply is still in favor of PDF, so PDF playing it like a Zerg. The Zayed are basically the sister race to the Zerg, so it does make sense. And here we go. We have what is going to be another push out. It looks like PDF is trying to clear some of these rocks, so he has a straight shot to the natural base for the Chiron player, or at the very least giving himself the option to either push out into the natural base location or the third base location. But this is a lot. This is a lot of Paragons. The Paragons are actually a really ridiculous unit, and here we go. We have the Basilisks as well. I actually did not know this. They can burrow and shoot up. For some reason, I thought they could only shoot down. So, these Paragons taking a lot of damage, but dealing a lot of damage as well. They basically have this little mini nuke, this giant fireball, but it's like a mini nuke that does a ton of splash damage, as we saw. Oh my god, I'm talking so fast. I'm talking over my own words, you guys. This game is getting crazy. We have more Zyadlings coming down for PDF. It does look like PDF might have overextended himself just a little bit. His army is split. These Basilisks doing a ton of damage, I feel like, and staying alive. It does look like the Zyadlings did go down. These Paragons are still alive as well. So this is still anybody's game, man. The army supply is in favor of PDF. Taking a look at the upgrades, we do have that 1-1-1 done for the red Zyad player. Taking a look at the production, here we go. Now we have one melee attack, I believe, and one, I don't know if this is air attack or ranged attack. So for the Chiron player, so you is catching up a little bit in upgrades. It does look like he runs the Zyad back home to his natural base location. We do have the Paragons right here doing some, I want to say, major damage. Taking a look at the workers killed, 10 workers killed to 12, so still in favor for the Zyad player. It does look like you lost a Paragon just a second ago in that engagement, and we have a lot of Basilisks now. Oh my god. I feel like you has to do something to take care of these Basilisks, because this is basically the capital unit for the Zyad. This is the Ultralisk equivalent, I want to say, except it's ranged, and it burrows and shoots up when it's burrowed, which I did not know. And here we go. We have the Aegis warping into the third base location, and we have a big force field that actually physically pushes the units back and away from the Citadel. That's actually ridiculous. And this animation right here is crazy. What I would do in PDF situation is run, because it looks like that force field nullifies all damage being done for a certain period of time. That's actually ridiculous. At the same time, we have this engagement in the lower middle of the map. We have the Paragons trying to do some damage, actually almost taking out that bile pit. At the same time, though, these Basilisks somehow survive and they're able to take out the majority of the Chiron army and still put the pressure onto this third base. What I would do, because the Aegis is right here, is maybe run into the natural base location or run to the fourth base, and I think that might be exactly what PDF decides to do. He runs away from the Aegis. He really shouldn't make the mistake of becoming fixated on that third base location if the Aegis is there to defend, and it looks like he's actually running to the main base. This is potentially extremely damaging for you, because this is all his production right here. We have the Sanctums, which are like a tier 1.5, tier 2 building. Oh my god, this is so much going down for you. These Basilisks are just so strong. At the same time, these Paragons are doing a ton of damage. How many workers were killed? 24 workers killed total by you, and 18 by PDF. Oh my god, this game is intense, you guys. I'm losing my train of thought. I'm trying so hard to keep up with this, but there's action going on all over the map. I actually think this natural base for the Zyad player might go down. We do have the main base, though, in serious jeopardy for the Chiron player. We do have this Paragon, though, and I don't think the Basilisks can shoot up unless they burrow. So this Paragon will be able to do a ton of DPS, but the Citadel in the main base goes down. So much of the tech for the yellow Chiron player goes down at the hands of these Basilisks, at the claws, or I guess the mouths of these Basilisks. They're like throwing up on these things. Oh my god. These Paragons survive, though, and they actually are able to take out the natural base for the Zyad player. but I feel like red is coming out ahead. Taking a look at the workers killed, 37 workers killed to 27 in favor of the red Xion player. And taking a look at the mini map, we have, what is this, 1 2 3 4 5 bases for our red Xion player, and we have kind of 2 bases. We have 2.5 bases right now because that third base is not being built. It does look like it's warping in, but there's no worker to build this thing, so it's stuck in limbo. It's stuck at being halfway built. We do have these converters here. Finally, one starts getting to work, but this is a lot of Massalisks, and they are dangerously close to that third base. Might force the cancel on that. We do have the Aegis right here. What I would do in this situation is maybe run away, but oh my god, I actually think this force field is blocking these Massalisks in on the ramp right here. They can't move. They physically can't move. This is a huge pickup for our yellow Chiron player. At the same time, it looks like there was a Paragon right here, but it does go down. I really want to see how many workers were killed. 49 workers now killed by our yellow Chiron player to 39. Taking a look at the worker supply, though, 54 workers to 37. Army supply heavily in favor of our red Xion player. 97 army supply to 21. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. We have another push of Xiodlings right here. I gotta say, PDF, if he's not a Grandmaster level player, at the very least, he's in High Masters, because I know you is at the very least a Grandmaster player in vanilla StarCraft from what I've been told. A couple of these Massalisks do survive somehow. I really don't know how. They were all stuck right here on the ramp. That force field is ridiculously good at protecting natural bases. The radius of it is just perfect to lock units into the main base in that unique situation we saw just a second ago. But this is a lot of Massalisks, man, and they're poking at the third base. This is kind of all that you has left. And taking a look at the top side of the map, PDF is expanded everywhere. So at this point, I think, is fighting for his life. 21 army supply to 111, 62 army supply to 29, all in favor of our red Xion player. And PDF finally deciding, you know what, when I see this force field, I'm not going to stick around and take damage. I'm just going to wait. And he's dancing around at the third base. He's waiting for this thing to go away. Now, I don't know if this thing stays until you destroy it or if it's timed. It looks like it has a set amount of HP, so that is some ridiculous abilities from the Aegis right here, able to warp around your bases and able to have an almost indefinite force field. But it does look like PDF finally breaks down that force field. I think the Citadel's going to go down. The Aegis might actually go down as well. That would be a huge pickup for PDF. You actually, I think, just warped it into, where did he warp it in? He warped it into the natural base. Yes, he did. Oh my god. My guy, he is fighting, and I respect that so much. Here we go. We have another push. This Citadel is as good as dead. These Massalisks are just so crazy. Here we go. We have the Aegis warping in. What I would do is try to snipe this thing, and it actually stays alive when the Citadel goes down. That's pretty cool. But here we go. The Aegis. I feel like the final hope for you does go down. You saying lol GG. He was memeing just a little bit. Great game. We had some cheese. We had some macro that went into the late game. Super fun custom Scion races cast. If you guys enjoyed what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want me to cast any of your own games, I will leave my Discord in the description below. Feel free to join and submit them over there, and I'll see you on the next one.